Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if it's not your first time here. Either way, I'm Vanity Case Makeup. Casey is my actual name. Vanity Case Makeup on all my socials, and today we are going to be creating this look, which is definitely giving rich and romantic because we're playing with the new Glaminatrix palette, which is called Rich Romantic. If you didn't catch my crappy joke. Anyway, this beautiful 15 pan palette is from one of my favorite indie brands that happens to be from Australia. And it is absolutely dreamy. Peachy, brown, mauve, pink, which, if this is your first video, I am a color lover at heart. And something has happened to me in the past year where I've become a basic bitch. But I still like my multi-chromatic goodness. So give me color, neutral, and multi-chrome and sparkle in one palette, and I'm fucking here for it. So this is it. So anyway, if you'd like to see how I created this look, then stick around. I will be going through a little tutorial. I'm going to jump into voiceover momentarily, but let's go ahead first and insert some product photography.
Hi guys, here is a flat lay that I took of this 15 pan multi-chromatic gorgeous rich romantic palette. This Australian palette retails for about 59 US dollars or 90 Australian dollars. It contains 8 mattes, I believe, and 6 multi-chrome or duochromes and 1 shimmer. And here is some more photography or video, I guess I should say, of it, just so you can see the detail in the packaging, the different colorways, the shifts and the sparkles in some of these pans is just to die for. And am I the best at taking video? No.
Let's go ahead and jump in before I take way too long and ramble. Let's go ahead and roll the footage.
All right, jumping into voiceover. And here I am again showing off this pretty palette. Priming my eyes with probably some white concealer and some regular concealer. I think I used the ABH primer. Maybe the P. Louise, I don't know. Using my protractor, I picked up the shade Passion, I want to say, which is the deepest brown matte. And I'm laying my groundwork for my look here. And that's super important if you want a good shape. So I tend to try to fight with my asymmetrical eyes to try to ensure that my shape is giving what it needs to give. And that way, whatever I do from there on will translate into a even, very symmetrical eye look. Anyway, I'm just blending a little bit with a, want to say this is an Eco Tools double-sided brush, I think. Just using a fluffy side to blend that out. And the good thing about Glaminatrix mattes is that you can do that. You can get depth with only one shade if you really want to. I could make that shade look like it's 1 or 2 different shades. Now I'm picking up the shade Devotion on a fluffy Wet n Wild brush that I probably got from the dollar store. Works just fine. And I am fluffing that into the front of my crease. Very simple, very impactful. Oh, and I guess we're zooming in because you were not close enough, which, I mean, you couldn't really see, so that's cool. But just want to gel up in my grill. Now we're going to take the shade Timeless, and I am taking just a little bit of that on the brush, the same brush that I just had that I cleaned off, and I'm fluffing that in between as a bridge. And I have very slight pressure here. I'm just trying to kind of give myself a fade into where my eye primer is just eye primer. And the last little bit fading into that eye primer is going to be using that shade Intoxicating, which is the lightest shade of the palette. I tapped it off just because I didn't want to ruin any of the blend that I had already done. Not ruin, but, take away any of the blend that I had already done. And I guess it's Chef's Kiss. So I guess you probably already know what I think of this palette. So here I am trying to pick a multi-chrome on the struggle bus. This is always the hardest part. But I picked up the shade Allure, and I am gonna take that and add that to my lower lash line. And you can see I'm just using my finger. And I zoomed in more so you could see again. And this one doesn't have as much of a shift to it, but it's a good grounding color in the palette. I think it was needed because all of the other ones, with the exception of one metallic, which is that top right hand one called Captivating, all of the other ones have like a shift or a multi-chromatic sparkle to them. And then I take the shade Rich, I believe that's the one I picked, and I used a I don't know what kind of brush that is, but it's just like a shader brush. And I lightly tapped that on my lid. I don't even think I used glitter glue. Pretty sure you don't really need it with Glaminatrix shimmers. If you want to get less fallout, you can, but I just said F it. And then I took the shade Magnetic as a bridge. And you could see some glitter particles flying around there. So, I mean, you could spray the brush. That might help. Oh, okay. Here I am doing just that with Captivating, which is the metallic. And I put that in my inner corner, and it was a good choice because it popped. Lastly, I'm taking the shade Passion and bridging that matte with that multi-chrome. And that's it.
All right, all right, all right. We are back. We're done. That was very fast. I think all in all, it took me about 20 minutes, probably from matte to multi-chrome to lash. And then the rest of my face, of course, not included. I will put everything below in the description box so you can see what the rest of the products on my face are if you're curious, because of course I had to serve. I can tell you that this highlighter though, this highlighter is my new favorite. The icon of Halloween, because it's serving. I have both the pinky one and the champagne on, and we're seeing Mr. Ghostface and his little tagger in there. I just did a video on the Ghostface palette. I don't know which one of these is going to be up first, but probably they'll go up around the same time. Anyway, first impression, beautiful, just like every other Glaminatrix palette that I have. This is the second palette they've produced in the lab, as opposed to hand pressing all of their shades. And I can say I'm 1000% happy with this quality. I actually almost like it better, to be honest. But it's not even the quality difference, it's more of the fact that now that they produce in a lab, they don't have to do pre-orders the same way that they always used to, which I would wait for happily, but being able to order from the US and within a month receive your order from an indie brand. And really, most of that time was it sitting in customs. They literally shipped my order, I think the day that I bought it, or started shipping my order the day that I bought it. So shout out to Kayla and I think Laura, I think her name is, the other very much involved woman in the brand. Um, for that, because that really made a huge difference in the buying experience. Because like I said, I would gladly wait for the other palettes I have. Let's see, 4 or 5 other palettes from them. I think 4. Um, but to be able to get I think I got it in like 3 weeks. To be able to get that shipped to me that quickly and be able to create looks with it, it was amazing. And also, I want to say a special thank you to the owner because I had 299 points. She made it an even 300 because they were broken up into $5 rewards that I was probably never going to use because a code was going to take off more. And so I was able to get a few dollars off. But this was actually pretty affordable for the amount of special shades that you get in this palette because their formula is amazing. Now, pretty sure that these are not 26 millimeter. These are a little bit smaller. Let's actually compare because I forget. 2 point. Okay, yeah, no. These are 26 millimeter. This is Bella Beauty bar. But who's panning anything? Especially us indie girls. Like, seriously, who's panning anything nowadays? Unless you're doing panning content, but not my game. Low buy, don't know her. But you can see the size difference, and I mean, really, I don't care. I almost would rather have brands do stuff like this because I feel like it probably drives the cost down a little bit. Between 50 and 60 instead of like 60 to 80, usually, if I'm not mistaken. I could be totally wrong. But anyway, if you like Glaminatrix, if this color story speaks to you, there's a lot of pinky, peachy, goldy, greeny in it. But those work. They work. I mean, they look beautiful on 99.9% of people. Whether you have a cool undertone, a warm undertone, an olive undertone, you know, whatever. Purple. Whether you're an alien, it's still gonna look nice on you. So with that being said, I'm gonna go have some chicken because I got some chicken in the kitchen waiting for me. Couldn't get a biscuit, but it's calling my name. So hope you enjoyed this look. Hope you enjoyed the close-ups. And if you're interested in this color story, buy it. If you want to shop your stash and you have similar things and you want to recreate this look just with the inspo using other things in your collection, please do so. And comment below any of the indie releases that you've got recently that you've been really excited about, or something that you have that you're waiting for that you're really excited about, or something that you are using that you've unearthed from your collection that you're really excited about reviving. With that being said, goodbye. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. And I, your resident indie glamour ghoul, will be back soon with more sparkles. So, goodbye. Oh, and toodaloo.